already live. Yeah. Yeah, so you can send Patrick, can you check and make sure the audio is okay? On Facebook or YouTube? Okay, 30 seconds.
Needs a mic. So here we go. Happy to be here today, October 9th, for the AWA African Women Acting pilot series. We are continuing this series. Those of you who joined us a while back saw our first artist, and today we have a huge treat once again for you. Want to tell you a little bit first about AWA. African Women Acting is a not-for-profit organization. We are geared towards empowering, preserving, and promoting African women, women's issues, and the heritage of African culture through African arts. That's visual arts, theater, dance, movement, spoken word. We promote female artists and artists with African expressions. This has been a very eventful project so far, and of course projects like this are highly promoted in Toronto and around the world. This one, for example, we really want to let you know that we've got a ton of resources that those of you who are watching now or watching later, we definitely want you to check out our website, as well as drop us an email at help@africanwomenacting.org. We also have a phone number. People are ready to assist you, and it's all about art and mental health. That phone number is 437-988-7456. And I'm also going to run through a little bit about the members and the founder of AWA, but prior to that, we have to give acknowledgement to this land in which we are broadcasting this live. We are very proud. I'd like to take a moment to acknowledge God and, of course, our African ancestors. Further, we wish to acknowledge this land on which AWA operates. For thousands of years, it has been the traditional land of the Huron-Wendat, the Seneca, and most recently, the Mississaugas of the Credit River. Today, this meeting place is still the home of many Indigenous people from across Turtle Island, and we are grateful to have the opportunity to work on this land and the ancestors of this land. We give thanks to all of them, as we wouldn't be here without all of them. In addition, projects like this are extremely important, not only for artists, not only for those who support and are allies in the mental health sector, but for everyone. And we are extremely proud of our funding agencies with whom we could not go through with this project. We could not propose all the artists that we're bringing to you. So we're proud of our funding agencies who have made this possible for us to be able to build this resilient artistic community, indeed. Canadian Red Cross, Employment and Social Development Canada, Toronto Arts Council, the City of Toronto, and also with the support of Centre for Social Innovation, CSI, Regent Park, which is where we are. AWA is happy to support artists, female artists, artists from all over the world, and African women in general. And I wanted to give a special acknowledgement to our founder, as well as all the supporting members that make up AWA. Of course, our wonderful founder is here in front of me, watching me do my thing, Sonia Ami. And the board members are Amelia Ward, Yvonne Hodge, Dansu Kokovi, and staff members are Lisa Francis, the wonderful Marcia Dennis, and Tasia Simpson, Nurjahan, Bagan, and Patrick Hubba. Volunteers are Joie Frank and Michaela Hutchkins. Our technical support is Kennedy Seed, to my right, and promotions and social media is by Slammin' Media. So if you have been watching the previous broadcasts and live streams, you'll know that when we talk about mental health, it's extremely important, especially in this time. COVID has strapped people. It has had them reaching and scraping for something creative to do, some other way to engage themselves. And that's why I have a vested interest. As a therapist myself, I use the arts, and I am super excited to take a listen and take in and experience the artistry that we have for you today. And we're going to talk a little bit more about the arts and mental health in particular, focusing on Toronto and those artists and African women who are navigating their way through this pandemic, and try and get a little bit of insight into how they feel about it. Again, don't forget to give us a call if you need to. The number is 437-988-7456. As well, we have an email address. People are ready to assist you and answer any questions that you might have. If you're struggling, if you have a neighbor, a friend, a confidant, a coworker who's struggling with some mental health issue, please direct them to help@africanwomenacting.org. Okay, so let's get on with it. Let me describe for you who our next performers are. Ami Kuda, described by Now Magazine as a tantalizing Afro-soul combo of folk, roots, desert blues, and African continental music. Afro-Soul Volume 3, Re is the most recent EP from Ami Kuda Elebois, formerly known as Ami Kuda and Y Josephine. I am really pushing my language skills today. Amai. It is the powerful follow-up to their full-length release Afro Soul Volume 2, Mazai, which was hailed as earthy and rootsy and good for your ears by CBC's Errol Nazareth. How fantastic. The positive reviews were no surprise for those familiar with Ami Kuda's debut album, Sand from the Sea. Considered one of the year's most exciting discoveries in 2012 by Nicholas Jennings, Canada's foremost musical journalist and historian. Lots of props there. So Ami have been featured in Now Magazine and on CBC Canada's Live and Big City Small World. while a single from her 2019 collaborative release with Version Excursion, Holding Back, premiered on The Strombo Show. Amikura has performed at venues like the Jane Mallet Theatre, Harborfront, the Rivoli, the Garrison, and festivals such as Luminato, Cultron, Big on Bloor, and Small World Music Festival. They have given workshops on music, decolonization, African cultural knowledge, and percussion at public schools, universities, libraries, and community centers throughout Southern Ontario, in the Caribbean and Europe. In 2015, the band was selected as one of the 101 standout artists, awesome, during the nationwide CBC Searchlight competition. They have opened for the likes of Joel Plaskett, Kelly Lee Evans, and Sarah Sleen, and collaborated with M1 of the legendary hip-hop duo Dead Prez on a call to action song called We Can Do It. The group won the Best Folk Roots Award and also placed second for the best song across all categories at the Toronto Independent Music Awards. Whether on the street, the stage, or in the studio, for Amikura et Les Bois, music is about healing. Thank you. The healing of the earth, our ancestors, and ourselves. Okay, with that said, here we go. Amikura.
Thank you for that introduction. It's pronounced Amaikuda, and we always begin our public sharings with an address to ancestors, also continuing the acknowledgement of the land that we're on, and particularly in this context, acknowledging the African ancestors that made it possible for us all to be here.
strained the room, oh, the strained the room from my life, oh, the strained the room, oh, the strained the room, oh, the strained the room from my life. Tell me I'm falling, tell me I'm falling. ade ode, ade oda, ade ode, ade oda. Ibate mi se ure mi ye fika mi se bote mi so. Inde musere mi sa oye, iba me ye fike uye ma. Isa wara fi unko, kya wara fika mi sa boy boy. Yende mi ye wore mi ye wa, ye wore fika mi sa bobo. And now I'm going back, back where I belong. And now I'm going back, back to sing my song. Oh yeah. Oh, oh, oh. Oh yeah. Oh, oh, oh. Oh.
Those who are here, if you can clap with me. Those who are at home, clap with us. So that song, Train, is a song about, actually if I can get a little bit more on the vocal here, a little bit more amplification, maybe a teeny bit more on the guitar too. That song, Train, is about the experience of colonization and how it tears apart people's lives, the way a train does going through a landscape, and how we find ways amidst all that, in between all that, to reclaim our culture and to heal. This next song is called From the Earth. Sorry. And it's actually from my first album, and I think that it's particularly relevant for what we're doing here today. It's a song I wrote about connecting to the earth, and that is a way for myself, and I think for a lot of people, if they can find ways to do that, it can be a way of healing. Sorry. So here we go.
Let me tell you something I learned long ago. giving me by the sound. Say it's all I know where when you're feeling low. Outside you go, underneath an old tree, sit on the floor. Well, we're gonna pick you up, take you inside. Wish she hold you close, make you feel alright. Don't say no, 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 cause she bring you home. Feet on the ground, we ain't never alone with they do. Oh, 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 this what you know I say. The year we come, the year we go. Your mama's love gon' bring us home. I said, the sun we come, the sun we go. Your mama's love gon' bring you home. Ancestors' love will keep us strong, will keep us moving on and on. Ancestors' love keep us strong, keep us moving on and on. This is my little song with caught on a country breeze blowing through my mind. Made me so happy. Well, I just got to know when are we going home? When do we realize that our soul is gone? She been choked on concrete, stifled by the steel weight. Was she drowned in plastic? How she supposed to feel underneath all this? Your mama sees just waiting to shake off all this she will. Ain't this what you know I say? The year we come, the year we go. Your mama's love gon' bring us home. I said, the sun we come, the sun we go. Your mama's love gon' bring us home. Ancestors' love will keep us strong, will keep us moving on and on. Ancestors' love keep us strong, keep us moving on and on. Dee dee dee, ba dee 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 dee, ba ba yeah. So the next song I'm also going to do on my own. It's a song I recently wrote in response to what's been going on for our people. I mean, it's been going on for a very long time. The shooting of black people and black men have usually been the targets, but black people in general by the police. But I think obviously we all know that the pitch has been raised. We've come to a point where we're really, really saying enough is enough, and where it's really in our face now that we have, you know, cameras with us all the time and we can actually see what's happening. And anyways, this song is something I wrote in response to that. I usually play it with my son who plays keys, but so you'll have to bear with me on the pared down version here. Sorry for the coughing. The song is called Better Day, and I think it's about trying to find that place between anger and healing, which we need both. The anger is righteous, and we also need to feel well. So I think I might need a quick tune-up here. You want to play for us a little bit longer?
gonna have to come back to this one. Let's go ahead to which way? Here we go. I'm gonna come back to that song. Ready for which way? 1, 2, 3.
Said that it'd be easy, and I could find my way. So I put on these old boots, I follow down your trail. But this old path is bumpy, and I keep falling down. And I can't see what's in front of me, and I can't see the ground. Which way should I go? I don't know. Which way should I go? I don't know. 'Cause I see too far, and I look too low, and I got my head so close to the ground, well I can smell it so. Well, crawling in the dark is good, except when everybody's walking on you, telling you to get out the way, 'cause you ain't keeping up with the pace. Which way should I go? I don't know. Which way should I go? I don't know. 'Cause I'm a good witch living in a world full of shit. Can't bag of bones, don't know my own. Now I gotta run to the city sun. Blessings and curses, let's follow the hearses to places with traces of our ancient graces. Expect a respect for our people's practices, wholesome and natural, more ancient than Bible. Ooh, oh, ooh, oh, ooh, oh, oh, said that it'd be easy, and I could find my way. So I put on these old boots, I follow down your trail. But this old path is bumpy, and I keep falling down. So I put my head to the ground now and listen for your voice. Say, which way should I go now? Which way should I go? And she says, this way, 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 this way.
There's a little bit more rocky flavor there. All right. So that song is called Which Way, obviously. And it's about that moment, again, this theme of mental health. I think we're all, mental health is not an issue that just is reserved for one part of the population. Everybody is vulnerable to mental health issues, especially in this world where we're under so much stress. For me, that song was about dealing with options, choices, and trying to figure out one's path, one's way in the world, which has very often, I have to say, in my life been a challenge. And I think that's something I share in common with a lot of people, just trying to figure out which way do you go. And so I wanted to do that song, but then also follow it up with a song called Eshu. I am a practitioner of a few different African traditional spirituality and drawing on a few different lineages. And one of those lineages is the Yoruba lineage, and in the Yoruba tradition, the Orisha tradition, we talk about, there's many different deities, and one of the first ones that one needs to learn about is Eshu, because he is he's the god of the crossroads, he's the gatekeeper, and you have to go through Eshu before you can before you can approach any other deity. It's, one can always start with one's ancestors, but before you go to the big gods, you have to start with Eshu. And I think it's a very powerful teaching, and has to do with honoring Eshu being a trickster figure, for lack of a better word. It's about honoring the fact that, you know, none of us has complete control. One prayer is that Eshu, do not turn my good to bad, turn my bad to good. You can have the best intentions and be all prepared, and things can still go awry. So it's acknowledging that those things that are out of our power, we have to, sometimes you just have to pay respect to those forces. So that's a little bit about what this song is about. Gonna drink a little more water. Want to give us a little tempo? Get us in the mood here. There we go. There we go. This song is definitely danceable. So if you feel like dancing, please, please, please. Ready? Whenever you are. Are you gonna stop for me?
Oh Papa Eshu, Eshu, Eshu. Papa Eshu, Eshu, Eshu. Papa Eshu, Eshu, Eshu. Oh Papa Eshu, Tamabatu good. Oh Papa Eshu, Eshu, Eshu. Papa Eshu, Eshu, Eshu. Papa Eshu, Eshu, Eshu. Oh Papa Eshu, Tamabatu good. Oh Papa Eshu. Papa Legba. Papa Eshu. Tamabatu good of Yewo. Oh Papa Eshu. Papa Legba. Papa Eshu. Tamabatu good of Yewo. And demi se fikamba yeto. Demi safuma ye. Ebata se fikatawi ando. Ifitamba ya uho. Imba ya vumate oe. Wayavu atambiseko. Ye baba yewo. Yewo yewo. Iba yatumisa kwa yawo. Fitamba ya futami ye. Ye baba ye. Yewo. Oh Papa Eshu, Eshu, Eshu. Papa Eshu, Eshu, Eshu. Papa Eshu, Eshu, Eshu. Oh Papa Eshu, Tamabatu good. Oh Papa Eshu, Eshu, Eshu. Papa Eshu, Eshu, Eshu. Papa Eshu, Eshu, Eshu. Oh Papa Eshu, Tamabatu good. Oh Papa Eshu. Papa Legba. Papa Eshu. Tamabatu good of Yewo. Oh Papa Eshu. Papa Legba. Papa Eshu. Tamabatu good of Yewo. And then Miss Ekute Miss Eba. David Tambo ya koi. Iwa David Tambo ya fute Miss Tambo ya woi. Eba tamiseko ya ta. Isamba ye fikambo ye. Eba tatipa yo. Yebo yebo. Ete fikamba ye fuma. Ye feketi misabo ye. Ye baba ye. Yewo. Oh Papa Eshu, Eshu, Eshu. Oh Papa Eshu, Eshu, Eshu. Papa Eshu, Eshu, Eshu. Oh Papa Eshu, Tamabatu good. Oh Papa Eshu, Eshu, Eshu. Papa Eshu, Eshu, Eshu. Papa Eshu, Eshu, Eshu. Oh Papa Eshu, Tamabatu good. Oh Papa Eshu. Papa Legba. Papa Eshu. Tamabatu good of Yewo. Oh Papa Eshu. Papa Legba. Papa Eshu. Tamabatu good of Yewo. Oh Papa Eshu, Eshu, Eshu. Papa Eshu, Eshu, Eshu. Papa Eshu, Eshu, Eshu. Oh Papa Eshu, Tamabatu good. Asheo.
Thank you for dancing. I wish the audience at home could have seen your lovely dancing. Definitely gives more energy. So, let's do some mountain. You don't need to sit down. This one is also danceable. I always put the danceable stuff towards the end so people could just stay on their toes if they want, no pressure. Multitasking there, eh? All right, ready for you. The song is called Mountain. I co-wrote it with my son, Kuda.
My love, my heart, everything you said it was the truth. With a heart, earth is open, discussing no expectation. This is life, ancient life. Here are the eyes that rain under your skin. You are here with me, and I am here to be. And everything we need is right in front of we. Well, I see from the top of the mountain, oh, from the top of the mountain, from the top of the mountain, oh, from the top of the mountain, oh, oh, oh yeah, oh, oh, oh yeah, oh, oh, oh yeah, oh, oh, oh yeah. These are trees, houses, to call you mother. Here is love, here is our share, is the blood. Calling breath, give them earth, give them strength. Is the mothers inside the house, talking to her children. I am love, you are here with me, and I am here to be. And everything we need is right in front of we. Well, I see from the top of the mountain, oh, from the top of the mountain, from the top of the mountain, oh, from the top of the mountain, oh, oh, oh yeah, oh, oh, oh yeah, oh, oh, oh yeah, oh, oh, oh yeah.
This is the part where my son usually raps. You have to imagine it.
You can't change the world, whoa, but you gotta look inside your soul. Sing it from the top of your lungs, whoa, sing it from the bottom of your heart. You can't change the world, oh, but you gotta look inside your soul. Sing it from the top of your lungs, whoa, sing it from the bottom of your heart. You are here with me, and I am here to be. And everything we need is right in front of we. Well, I see from the top of the mountain, oh, from the top of the mountain, from the top of the mountain, oh, from the top of the mountain, oh, oh, oh yeah, oh, oh, oh yeah, oh, oh, oh yeah, oh, oh, oh yeah. One more time, oh, oh, oh yeah. Sing it with us, oh, oh, oh yeah. Oh, 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 yeah. Oh, 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 yeah.
Thank you, thank you. So I don't know where we are for time. We're going to do definitely one more, another dancey one, and depending on the time, we could potentially come back and do that other song. But yeah, this next one is called Oshun, just to keep us in the, it's a more upbeat song as well, to keep us in the dancing vibe. And to work off those themes, or that theme of connecting to our traditional teachings, which of course there are many, 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 many diverse teachings, many more than I could possibly name or know about. But again, this song is for an Orisha from the Yoruba tradition. Her name is Oshun, who's got a little bit more attention recently due to Beyonce. And Oshun represents fresh waters and beauty and love and money. And so this song is about asking for, honoring Oshun, honoring those sweet waters, and asking for some of that sweetness in life. And again, I always feel that for me, it's always helped a lot to turn to nature and turn to my ancestors and my ancestral traditions to help me to stay in line. And I know everybody has a different path, but many of us have been robbed of the opportunity to even know. So I like to share some of the knowledge of our traditions, what I do know, so that people have choices. They can research and find out if that's what works for them. So without further ado.
I pray for love, I pray for beauty, ebere Oshun. Yebere Oshun. We pray for money, we pray for sweetness. Yebere Oshun. Yebere Oshun. I pray for love, I pray for beauty. Yebere Oshun, Yebere Oshun. We pray for money, we pray for sweetness. Yebere Oshun, Yebere Oshun. Just like the sun shining on the lake, and that your kisses will touch us every day. And just like the rain falling from the sky, and that your blessings will wash through our life. Oh Yebere Oshun, oh Yebere Oshun. Oshun, Oshun, oh Yebere. Oh Yebere Oshun, oh Yebere Oshun. Oshun, Oshun, oh Yebere. I pray for love, I pray for beauty. Yebere Oshun, Yebere Oshun. We pray for money, we pray for sweetness. Yebere Oshun, Yebere Oshun. Just like the vulture up in the sky, and there we eat death and turn it into life. And just like the pumpkin growing on the vine, and that your bounty will fill our life. Oh Yebere Oshun, oh Yebere Oshun. Oshun, Oshun, oh Yebere. Oh Yebere Oshun, oh Yebere Oshun. Oshun, Oshun, oh Yebere. Adamise vuma ikoko, adamise vuma tendise. Kisa warafia unkoko, yeah. Adamie, adamie. Idamo ye fika mose, idamo ye fika maye. Adamise we afugogo, mama sitimba ya ure. Adamise fia unkoko, adamise bayi ukoko, hey. Asheo, Asheo. I pray for love, I pray for beauty. Yebere Oshun, Yebere Oshun. We pray for money, we pray for beauty. Yebere Oshun, Yebere Oshun. Just like the river flowing to the sea, that one day we shall be free. And just like the spring flowing from the earth, and there to joy we shall give birth. Oh Yebere Oshun, oh Yebere Oshun. Oshun, Oshun, oh Yebere. Oh Yebere Oshun, oh Yebere Oshun. Oshun, Oshun, oh Yebere. Oh Yebere Oshun, oh Yebere Oshun. Oshun, Oshun, oh Yebere. Oh Yebere Oshun, oh Yebere Oshun. Oshun, Oshun, oh Yebere. Oh Yebere Oshun. Oh Yebere Oshun, 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 oh Yebere. Asheo. Thank you so much. I'm sorry for the folks at home. They missed a very wonderful part of today, seeing Sonia dance, but hopefully you're also dancing. Sonia is appropriately wearing yellow for Oshun. Oshun's colors are yellow and blue, so she just brought some Oshun up in here. It was lovely. But hopefully everybody at home danced too, so we all got the good vibes. Asheo, thank you very much. I think that that's a good note to end on. Yeah, so I'll have to save. I'm coming back again for one more presentation as part of this lovely, really important event, so I'll have to save that song that I was having trouble remembering. I'll have to save that for the next show. And it was really an honor to be here. Hopefully we got you sweating a little bit, right? Just a little bit?
I'm always sweating. I am always sweating, so it's not unusual. How fantastic. The chills, the movement, everything.
Ashe, thank
So
you.
wonderful. And I'm going to ask a typical question. How long have you actually been performing together, working together, being together? It's probably 3 different answers there, but
No, 6 years.
6 years?
Yeah.
6 years.
2013 we started.
7,
Okay.
then 7,
Great,
5,
Daddy.
6.
Okay, 7, 5, 6,
Yeah,
somewhere
7,
in there.
7.
But
That's
enough
really
time to have a connection, enough time to feel each other as you play, and that's what I was noticing too. So it's
Aw.
wonderful to see. And I have a few things that I want to talk about just in terms of, am I in the right place? Like, can everyone see me? Yeah, I'm good? I don't want to block you two off as well. Yeah, that's okay? Thank you. Our tech, Kennedy. So a couple of things resonate with me. I love to listen to lyrics. I love to see how you put them together, and also the pre-story or the backstory to what the songs really mean. And there's a couple things, because my daughter is here. I wanted to ask you, you mentioned your son, and that he's obviously into the arts as well.
Very much.
So how do you prepare him for, what is to be maybe challenging as a male being a musician or an artist of any sort, and the possible mental health or mental illness challenges he may face? How do you incorporate what you're doing, the meaning and substance behind it, particularly for this theme? How do you relay that to him?
Actually, I've been doing ceremony with Kuda. Well, actually, I'll go back a little bit.
Go back.
I actually turned to making music professionally when I was, when Kuda was, just after Kuda was born. And I feel like that's partly why I felt it was so appropriate to use the name Amai Kuda, which means mother of Kuda. It's a tradition in Southern Africa. You become mother of or father of, and then the first child's name, and then nobody ever will call you by your first name, but your given name again. That's who you are, which I think is powerful too, in terms of that you really you're a new person, right? Because your world is now shaped around this other being. So there was that, and at the same time as becoming a vessel or a creator of a human being, I also suddenly really felt strongly that calling to share music, and so that became my. I turned all my attention to doing that professionally. So, and that was definitely a spiritual calling. Like I listened to my ancestors. So as that was happening as well, I was also, so I was getting my musical inspiration, but also beginning to raise this child. And both of those processes for me have always been very much about being connected to and grounded in spirit and listening to my ancestors. So I feel like in order to create the work I create, I have to go to my ancestors and connect, which I do through the earth. I think that all of our traditions, if you go far back, they're like indigenous traditions from the whole world, they really are based in nature, and nature, ancestors, God, the creation overall, like it's all there. And so I feel like the earth is a very good opening point, a very good place to connect. And so that's what I was doing, and I was bringing him and doing that work with him from day one. And I think that really has shown itself in terms of he's 15 now, and he says a lot of his friends are struggling with mental health issues.
Is he telling you that?
He's telling me that. Like
Okay.
he says he's probably one of the only friends in his peer group that doesn't have a specific issue. He went through an issue, and I had to ask for help, and I got some guidance, and it really, I believe that our ancestors know what to do, and they, we were living as healthy people for millennia before colonization, so there has to be wisdom there. So I turned to that, and that's really helped him to get back on the right track when he's off, or stay on the right track. And he always says, like, when we're doing ceremonies, he would say, oh, that's when I get my best ideas, so he's been like, he's been like I'd be like, you need to pay attention to the ceremony, but that's good too.
But this is really good. I mean, even when I think about you saying which way to go, and one of your songs was titled that, there's really this place of almost confusion right now, people not knowing where to go in their heart, in their minds. And as I hear you speak about ancestry and this wicked instrument, I mean, I just love it. I'm going to touch on that in a minute. But when I hear you speak about ancestry, I do tend to think about the things that are trending now, or that you hear a lot more about, which is intergenerational trauma. Actually. And how, young women are coming to me as a therapist who feel that they didn't have any validation in their younger years, and now they're questioning it. As musicians who work together, do you ever find that you reach a stuck point in your communication, or a stuck point that maybe calls back to something that you struggled with in your history that you have to flush out between the two of you? I'm trying to get a feel for, what are the, because we can always talk about the happy things and the good things that just flow, all the sweetness and light, but it's when we get into those crisis moments, or those moments that we have to sit comfortably in the discomfort of things, right? Has that ever been your experience working together?
Do you want to speak to it at all?
She wants you to cover it. That's okay.
I mean, I would say for sure, like in terms of music career, like I have my moments when working with, when we have like a full band, when it's usually a bigger event, bigger budget event, we get a whole band, and usually the musicians are male, or identify, yeah, they're male, and I have a lot of trouble, and I have had a lot of issues over time, sort of feeling comfortable being in a position of leadership, just to be like, actually, this is how the song goes. So, wonderful musicians, but they'll want to play it different. I'm like, but it actually goes this way, And so the difficulty I've had, and sometimes, I mean, this is erring on more of the positive side between us, but I have had to turn to why, to sort of be like, am I, like, just to kind of reflect back at me that, hey, no, it's, you do need to just say what it is so, and I think we navigate all those challenges between us in communication. I think, as an example, because I have a lot of insecurity, especially as an instrumentalist, I usually like to hire someone to play guitar for me, because I'm more of a singer-songwriter. But so I'm always the one who wants to practice more, and Wai's like been playing this since she was, how long?
Long time.
Since she was very young, and so we always have this, I'm like, can we do another practice? And so those are some of the things we have to navigate, kind of trying to find like the middle ground. Like one night we were supposed to practice this week, and Wai was just tired. I'm like, okay,
So give and take, yeah.
Give and take.
You have to be able to flex that way.
Yeah.
And I just think it's wonderful. I'm looking at that stick, and you mentioned it, and I always say that my paintbrush became my healing stick. When you think about healing, and you think about the connection between other artists and yourself, where I get my motivation as well. But that's why I'm excited about what AWA has to offer, and the fact that they are focusing on the arts and mental health. I continue to say, check out the website, go and send us an email at help@africanwomenacting.org. Also the phone number. I just want to thank the two of you, Y. Josephine and Amikura. I love it. Next time I want to see your little boy come in and rock the scene.
Little.
Oh, is he little like this?
Yeah.
Like my 16-year-old?
Like your little little one.
But this is wonderful, and this is what we like to talk about. Speak about your insecurities. Talk about things. When you work in partnership, you're going to see each other's strengths and weaknesses, and this is what AWA is really trying to be, an ally. They're not trying, they are being an ally for those artists, as well as just African women and others who are seeking that support, who are seeking that validation, almost that strength, in order to keep choosing the right path for them. And once again, AWA is why we're here. And I just want to thank the two of you again for a beautiful performance. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Where's the applause? I don't hear the applause out there. I'm waiting for the applause.
Thanks for having us. This is definitely why
It's
I
beautiful.
make music, why we make music, is we believe in healing. It heals.
You believe in healing. And also, can I just say that, we are not looking at high-end super tech things, but the sound that comes out, I can't remember what that is called. Cajon. Okay, the sound that comes out of that thing, depending on where you touch it, it blows me away every time. Honestly, goosebumps. But this is what the arts is about. It's about impacting you. It's about moving you. It's about shifting something within you that helps you to realize that, oh yeah, maybe I do have a problem, or maybe I do have a concern that I need to address, right? Musicians, we are the messengers. We are the change makers of the time. And right now, especially in COVID time, would we be able to function without some movement, some voice, some art, some dance?
I don't think so.
No, because this is what everybody is in, this isolation, right? And they don't know how to move, and they don't know if it's okay to move, and they don't know if it's all right to make a sound. But that's why AWA is here, and that's why we wanted to bring all of these right here. Oh, okay. What, you want to hear some sound? You want to hear some music? Yeah. Okay, okay. So,
You
oh,
want to hear from White Josephine?
yes, absolutely. So we're talking about, what we're talking about here is really what are you getting out of this whole collaboration, this development of something? You know, there's artists across the globe, and they see that they are supported in other countries. You come to Canada, and I'm not going to say Canada's not supportive, but it's a struggle to get people to appreciate and value what it is that we bring. So
Yeah.
why, Josephine, what do you have to add to?
Well, I would
Be
say
involved.
working together with them, I have found myself with this through this working, you know, like found my own sound, my path, and then now that was 7 years ago. Today I'm teaching, and I think I was speaking with my friend today about it. This is my teaching percussion for me. It's a mental health release. It's a, how you call it?
Like therapy?
Like therapy.
Yeah.
It's like a drum therapy. And then she said to me, you should start doing some videos and then do it like, call it drum therapy, because that's what you're doing with your students, basically. And then I have learned this, thanks to Amai, working together, I have learned this. I'm teaching, I'm not just here to play music, I'm also to help others, you know, through this path, through the music, through the arts, through singing, through walking with a rhythm that helps you, you know.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I love this because, you know, we know that the arts are therapeutic by nature. So,
Yeah.
you know, it's for people to now recognize that it's something that I look at it as a life skill.
It is.
Any practice that you do, you should include something creative. I have this mantra, which is that everyone is an artist. We are all artists. But a lot of times things get buried so deep that we forget how to play. We forget how to use our imagination. We
Yeah.
forget how to bring it to the forefront and pass it on to our sister or our brother who, you know what I mean, who really need it. So being involved in this, and also the other thing that what you mentioned, people saying to you, oh, you should record this and turn it into a video. So that's the next level that artists have to reach now. We have to get right into the digital world. And honestly, it's our time for this. It is our time. So I want to just say once again that thank you so much to both of you. We hope that we'll get to hear and see you and feel you again in the future, in the coming weeks.
Yes.
And again, thank you to AWA, all the members and the board and the volunteers and background help and the tech, and of course, most importantly, our privileged and wonderful and generous funders, Canadian Red Cross, as well as the Government of Canada, Employment and Social Development. We owe them so much. So please remember, AWA, African Women Acting, connect with us via email. Don't be shy. Remember, think about your neighbor, think about your friend, your colleague, that coworker who has an issue who just doesn't want to face it, somebody who you know who's suffering, somebody who you know might need a little bit of upliftment and support. Help at africanwomenacting.org. We also have a phone number. Get to us directly. It's 437-988-7456. I'm excited to be here. I'm wondering if you could just kind of bring us out with a little something, something. With a little something, something. I don't know what my time is. Okay, AWA. I love this. I would ask India to come out here, but I don't think she's going to come. We want to thank you once again. Help at africanwomenacting.org. Please send us an email, even if you're curious to know what we do. We have massive amounts of support for mental health, for other artists, for African women, for new mothers, for seasoned mothers, your husband, anybody who is actually in need of some support, someone who is a male who wants to support females. Get in touch with us. It's africanwomenacting.org. Our email is help@africanwomenacting.org. Our phone number, once again, is 437-988-7456. 7456. My name is Georgia Fullerton. I will be here again tomorrow. Stay tuned. We have a lot of amazing artisans. And isn't this just hip? Isn't this just nice? Isn't this just nice? Yeah, drumming, man. Feeling it.
Awa, awa.
Awa, awa.
Awa, awa. Awa, awa. Awa, awa. Awa, awa. Awa, awa.
All right. Nice. Thank you. Can we do